Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called More Three-Color Fun by E. Biggie, and here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 in each row, column, and box. Gray lines are entropic lines. Any set of 3 sequential cells along a gray line must contain a low digit, which is 1, 2, or 3, a middle digit, which is 4, 5, and 6, and a high digit, which is 7, 8, and 9. So along any gray line, any 3 cells that are in a row, that are consecutive along this line, must contain one low digit, which is 1, 2, 3, one middle digit, which is 4, 5, and 6, and one high digit, which is 7, 8, or 9. So as an example, you could have something along the lines of 8, 3, and 6, and that would satisfy the entropic rule set, because we have 1 that's a low digit, which is 3, we have 1 that's a middle digit, which is 6, and 1 that's a high digit, which is 8. And there are various things that we'll talk about later about how entropic lines work. We also have crop key dots, where black dots, I'm not a big fan of the way this is put, but black dots separate cells which have a 1 to 2 ratio between them. White dots separate cells that are consecutive. So, for example, if this were a 2, this would have to be a 1 or a 4 to maintain the 1 to 2 ratio between those digits, since they're separated by a black dot. If this were, say, a 3, this would have to be 2 or 4 to make sure that these digits are consecutive, because a white dot separates cells that are consecutive. And not all dots are given. So that's how crop key works. Then we have X pairs, where cells separated by an X must equal to 10, and not all X pairs are given. So for example, if this were a 3, this would have to be a 7 to make sure that these two digits add up to 10. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, the easiest way probably... I think... probably the best way to go about this. This is actually a very unique relationship here. So that's why I'm looking at targeting that. What I normally do for entropic lines is, especially long ones, is I usually just randomly assign colors to the first 3 digits, and then basically color them based off of those digits, or those cells. But this looks very unique, so I think let's target that. We have here digits which basically must be in a 1 to 2 ratio. So that means it's specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8. And these 2 digits must be consecutive. Well, the only digits of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 which can be consecutive with each other are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these specifically have to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So these digits are either low or medium. Now the question becomes, what do these digits have to be, right? These 3 digits have to be different sets. So this cannot be the same set. So if this is 1, this would have to be 2, which is not the same set. So this can never be 1 here. This cannot be 1 either, because if that's 1, this has to be 2, and then they're the same set, the low digit, right? So that doesn't work either. But 2 and 4 does work, 3 and 6 works, and 4 and 8 works. Also, 2 can be here, and then that could be 4, and that would work. So let's go through all the possibilities here, specifically. This can be 2 here and 4 here. If this is 2 and 4, that would mean this is also a low. So whatever digit is here is the same set as this digit. So this, right, because every 3 digits have to be 1 from each set. Well, these 2 digits stay the same. So what set can this digit be? It has to be the same set as the one we lost from these 3. So it would be that one. So this also has to be blue or green. So if this is 2, this has to be 4. And this can only be, this has to be a low. But if this were 2 and 3, 3 could only be with 6, which is not a low. So this could only be next to a 1 then. So this is 1. And this would then be 2. So this is a valid scenario. If this is 3, this has to be 6, which means this is a low. 3 can be with 2, and this could be a 1 to 2 ratio with 1, and that's valid. Or 3 could go to 4, and then the 4 could go to 2, which would be low, and that's valid. So either of those works. This is a medium both times. If this is a 4, that would mean this would have to be a 3 and this has to be a 6. And that works because then this would be medium, medium. The 4 could be with 2 or 8. So we don't actually know what set that's part of. So these all work. Okay, so that wasn't as good as I hoped it would be. Anyways, let's mark this randomly. So we're going to make this yellow. Actually, let's make this pink. This is pink, this is orange, this is yellow. Therefore, this must be part of pink, as I said, because whichever set you're losing, you must gain in the next consecutive set. This has to be orange then. This is yellow. This is pink, orange, yellow, and this is pink, and this is orange. Right? Pink, orange, yellow, pink, orange, yellow, pink, orange, yellow, pink, orange. These might be the same or might be different. Let's mark this one. So this one will mark as dark, medium, and light. This is dark, medium, and light. This is dark. This is medium, light, dark, medium, light, dark, medium, light. Okay. So in these cells, this is interesting. We have, in the middle box, we have 3 cells here, which must be one of each set. We also have 2 cells here, which have to be one set, and then one each of these cells, these sets. So these 2 sets must be yellow and pink, right? Because we have 2 here that's orange and 1 of these three must be an orange. So therefore we have three oranges in the middle box. So this must be pink or yellow, which means in this set of 3 digits, where is the orange set? It has to be here. So this is orange, this is pink or yellow, and this is orange. Well, interestingly enough, we have in row 2, we have 2 light gray colors and 2 dark gray colors. And we have one of each set in the rest in these 3 cells. So that means this cannot be light or dark gray. It has to be the medium gray, which forces both of these to be light and dark. We're not sure which one is which, though. So this must be medium, this must be light or dark. Okay. Here, we have 3 cells which are all different because they are consecutive along an entropic line. So there must be one each of the colors. Well, in row 5, we already have 2 oranges and 2 pinks. That means this light color must be yellow because we already have 3 each of orange and pink because there's 1 each of these sets, and there's 2 more in row 5, and there's 2 more orange in row 5 and 2 more pinks in row 5. Therefore, the lights must be yellow. So these are all yellow. Okay, well, in column 5 now, we have 3 yellows that we know of. So the rest of the column cannot be yellow. So this can't be yellow, it must be pink, which forces this not to be pink because that has to be different sets, right? Therefore, in these 3 cells, we lose a pink, so we need to gain a pink back, and therefore this can't be pink, it's a yellow. So we have this set. What else do we have? This is yellow or dark. Okay. Hmm. Um, let's see. Do we have anything else? Not that I can see. Well, one thing is, if dark is the same as pink, that means light must be an orange. Sorry, not light. Medium must be an orange. So therefore, this would be orange. These could not be orange. This would have to be an orange here. I mean, that still seems feasible. Then this would be orange, and one of these two would be orange, because there's no other place for the orange in the row, right? Can't be here. Would have to be here and one of these two. which means one of these two would be orange. Okay, we know dark cannot be in the rest of row 4. So this has to be yellow or medium, which means this can't be yellow or medium. So one of these is yellow or medium here. Dark is one of these two. We're not sure which. Hmm. Hmm. What else do we have here? Hmm. Huh. What are the possibilities then? 3 yellows. This can't be yellow. Oh, none of these could be yellow. So we know there's 2 yellows in at least these 3 cells. Hmm. That doesn't help us much. Um. Oh, yellow cannot be 2. One of dark, either dark or pink is low. You cannot have 2 lows here. So if this were low, this is a 2 and this is 4, the problem is dark is not yellow. We know that for certain. Um, so this can never be 2. So the low is either pink. I guess it could be orange. So either pink and orange, pink and dark are the same, right? Or pink is low. Pink and dark are the same, or pink is orange. Or sorry, pink is medium gray. Um, hmm. Interesting. Okay. So, hmm, If pink is the same as dark, that means they're both low. If pink is different from dark, pink has to be light. The problem is, say that dark was a 4. If dark was a 4 and pink was a low, that would mean it's a 3. But 3 and 6 would mean that yellow would have to be the same as dark, but we know yellow is not the same as dark. So that doesn't work. So this can never be 4. So we know the darks are all the lows. The darks are specifically low. So this is 1, 2, or 3. This is 1, 2, or 3, 1, 2, or 3, 1, 2, or 3. We don't know about pinks. Pinks could be low, but they also could be medium too. We know okay. Okay. These two digits are in a 1 to 2 ratio. It could be 1, 8, 2. What happens if these are 1 and 2? The problem if this is 1 and 2 is these are only consecutive with 1, 2, or 3. And therefore these would both be low, which is not allowed on an entropic line. So this cannot be 1, 2. What about 2 and 4? If it's 2 and 4, one of them has to be low, but one of them could be middle, right? And it would have to be 1, 3 with 5. Or, yeah, 1, 3 with 5. So that's possible. If it's 3, 6, it could be middle and high, or low and high. It cannot be middle, middle, because that's not allowed. So 3 and 6 does work also. Well, that's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. How does this interact with this? If this is 3 and 6, actually, let's take this as 2 and 4. If this is 2 and 4, one of these has to be low, which means this has to be a middle digit because we have 3 lows in row 7. So if this is 2, 4, this has to be 4. And this has to be then 4 and 8. If that's the case. If this is 3, 6, that forces it to be low. So then all of these are low. Then this has to be middle and high here. And if this is 4, 8, that forces this to be 6, which means this is low and low. But those are all scenarios that don't preclude anything, right? So either way, I think, well... Okay, let's go through all the scenarios then. What happens? Say this is 2 and 4. This has to have a low, which is a 1 or 3, and then it has to be 5 with it, right? This obviously can't be a 5, so this would have to be a 5 here. Which makes this a 4, which makes that a 2. This becomes 1 or 3, this is 7 or 9, that works fine. This would be low, middle, and this would be high. So that works also fine. This is 7, 8, 9. This is 1, 2, or 3. This would be low, 1, 2, or 3, and that works fine. If this is 3 and 6, you have to have 4 and 7 together. So what does that mean? What does that imply? So if this is 3 and 6, this forces this to be 1 or 2, which makes this 2 or 3. This then has to be 4 and 7 specifically. If this is 4 and 3, this would be, so this would be 4, 7 pair. This would be a low. So this is 1, 2, 3, which means 7, 8, and 9. This can't be 3, though, because that would make this a 7. And with 4, 7 pair in that box eliminates that possibility. This would be 3 or 6 here. Huh. Hmm. And that seems to work okay. Right. So that seems to work fine. What if it's 4 and 8? Okay, if it's 4 and 8, that means this is 6, which makes this a 3. This has to be 1 or 2. So 3 is with 2. This would be 1. This would have to be 1. 4 and 8 could be next. It would have to be next to 5, and this couldn't be 5. So this would be 5. This would be 5. This would be 4. This would be 8. This would be 7 or 9, which is with 1 or 3. This would have to be 1, 2, or 3 with 7, 8, or 9. So that seems like that could work also. This would be high, so it's a 7, 8, 9. That seems fine both times. Oh, okay. I see one thing that could be well, no, these are all different sets, so that's not helpful. Okay, so all the possibilities, so specifically we could have, this can't be 5, so this would be 4, 5, 2 with 1 or 3. You could have 3, 6 with 4, 7, and this would be 3, 6. Or this is 4 again, this is 5, this is 8, and this is 7 or 9. Huh. So whatever this digit is, it's medium or high. Well, we already knew that. That's not that helpful. That's interesting. Hold up. Okay. I see one issue. If this is 2, 4, this is a low, this is a low, and this is a low, which forces this to be 4 and 6. I guess this would both be pinks then. Okay, so that's okay. If this is 4 and 8, okay, so this cannot be 4 and 8. If this is 4 and 8, that means this is a 6, which means yellow have to be the middles. So this would all be yellow. This would be yellow, but then you would have 4 yellows in the same column, which is not allowed. So 2 and 4 is allowed because then those would both be gray. 3 and 6 potentially could be allowed if these are 4 and 7, right? So this is 7 and 9. This would be 4 and 7 with 3 and 6. So this is a possibility. Hold up. Okay, does 3, 6 actually work? I don't think it does, actually. Let's try 3 and 6 again. If this is 3, 6, this becomes low. This is a low, so this is 2 or 3. 6 cannot be here. Cannot be 8 because 4 is no longer here, so this would be 4. And this would then be this. So this would be 4, 7. This would be 1, 2, or 3. I guess that's fine. Hmm. Hmm. This would have to be a 5 then. That works fine. The pinks are the low then. Okay, so 4 and 8 does not work here. What about 2 and 4? If this is 2, this would be 4. This would be 1 or 3. This is 5. So this would be low. This would have to be 4, which makes 8 a high. So this would not be yellow. This would be gray, gray, which means this would be yellow. This would be yellow. This would have to be 6. So this would be 3. This would then be 1 and 9. So this would be 2. Which would force that to be 3. This would be 2. So this all works. This can't be 4 and 9. This would have to be... I guess these grays would be pink. So that seems viable. Okay. So what are the... Like, let's go through the possibilities. We only know we can have 2, 4. This would be 5. This would be 1. So therefore, this would be 1, 2, 3. This would have to be 4. This would be 6. This would be 8. So it would have to be 3. This would be 2. So this could not be 2 or 3, which makes that 1. This can't be 1 or 2, so that's 3. So these are the possibilities. 1, 9, 5. This would have to be 2 or 3. This would have to be 7 or 8. So this is 2 or 3. And this would be 4, 5, or 6 here. So this would be 5, and it would be a gray. Therefore, this would be 6, which means this cannot be... Okay, so this is how this works if this is 2, 4. If this is 3, 6, that means this is 1 or 2. This is 2 or 3. This has to be 4 and 7. So it has to be with 3 and 6 here. So this would be 1 or 2. That's fine. This would be 2 or 3, which could be with 1, 2, or 3 here. So either way, this cannot be low. which means one of these is low. Hmm. If this is 4747, this would be 1, 2, or 3 here, which makes this 7, 8, 9. Hmm. Again, if this is 3, 6, this has to be, okay, this can never be 6. That's interesting. So then this could be 2. We'd have 4, 7 here. 3, 6, this would be 1 or 2. But if this can't be 6, this would have to be 4. So one of these is 4 no matter what. And if this is 2, it would have to be with 1. It cannot be with 3. It would have to be with 1. So then this would be 2. Oh, that's interesting. Hmm. So if this is 2 and this is 1, this would have to be 3. This is 1 or 2. This is 3. This would have to be 1 or 2, and this would be 1 or 2. Either way, this cannot be a low. It's either medium or high. We're not sure which. Hmm. It would actually have to be... Hmm. We don't know. Hmm. Oh. Um... Right. Okay. These two digits are the same. And these two digits are the same set. So these two digits can never be yellow. So they're either pink or orange here. If this is yellow, this would be yellow, so that's possible. One of these would have to be a yellow. We know this is a low middle combination. Um, because it cannot be 4 and 8. Uh, hmm. Ah, well, yellow could be... Okay, so yellow cannot be low. Either pink is low or orange is low. Hmm. Can orange actually be low? Guess so, right? So if this is 2, 4, again, we have to have 1 here and 5 here. That would mean the yellow is 8 and high. Pink has to be 6 in the middle, and the orange has to be low. Okay. So one of these would then, these would both be orange? Hmm. This is 2, 3, or it could be any combination of things. We don't know about that. Okay. Well, what else can we know from this? Oh, this requires one each of yellow, pink, and orange. Hmm. Huh. This, though, always has to be low and high. That's actually very interesting. Oh, since these are the same set, this always has to be low and high. This also has to be low or high, whichever one it is. Um, hmm, that's interesting. Hmm. I'm not sure if I would consider this actually very easy. This is not trivial. These can be the same set if it's 4 and 6 specifically, but this can't be 4 or 6 because either this is 2, 4, 5, or this is a 4, 7 pair, but neither of these can be 4 or 6. Can this ever be yellow here is the question, right? Well, potentially if it's so if it's 2 4, this is gray because gray matches this is 2 4, this has to be 8. This is 6. The gray matches the pink, right? So this would be 2 4, this would be 5, this would be 4, this would have to be 6. And the orange would be low. So this couldn't be low. So in that scenario, this would be low because the... Hold up. That's not true. The orange would be low if that were the case. Hmm. Um... Hmm. Uh... So if this is 1, 9, this would have to be 7 and 8 here. But can this ever be 3? I don't think this can ever be 3, right? If this is 3, that would mean this is 4 and 7 here. Which means this could never be 3 here. So this can't be 7 here. Uh... So if this is 3, 6, this becomes 2. 3, 6, 2. This has to be a 2 also with 4. So 2, 4. This is 1 and 2. 2, 1. This is 3. Either way, this cannot be low. And if pink is the same as blue, that means orange is the same as light gray, which means this would not be orange, which is high. It would have to be medium. So this would be yellow, this would be yellow, this would be something similar. This could not be medium. This would have to be medium, if that's the case. So I think this is low or this is medium. We're not sure which. Hmm. Yeah, I don't consider this very easy at all. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. I don't know. These two are the same set. So I guess we'll make that light. Oh no, we'll make that dark. Because we know those are two of the same set. We'll make these light. And this is its own separate thing. Um... If you have 3 and 6, therefore this is 2, this is 2, this is 1, this is 3. We have a 4, 7, 4, 7 pair here. Therefore, this must be a low. It's 1 or 2 with 8 or 9. The yellow is a 4. So 1 of 4 or 6 is here. The dark gray has to be, it cannot, okay, so we know, well, it could be 6 and 7, or it could be 4 and 3. Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. So in this scenario, if it's 2, 4, 5, 1, this is 6, this is 4, this is 3, this is 8. This is 2, obviously. Pinks are essentially middle. Yellows are highs. So this would have to be a high here. And this would be a low. Well, we have two middles here. So this would be high, and these would be lows. So this would have to be 1 and 3. Oh, well, that's interesting. That makes this have to be 8 and 2. Because this could not be, this would have to be 1 and 3 and low. This would be 3. This would be 1. This would be 3. So this would be 3. This would be 1. This would be 3. So that kind of works. Okay. So what would that, okay, what would that make this? Then this would be, this, again, this would be 2, 1, 3. So this would be 1, and this would be 3 in that scenario. What happens if this is 3, 6? So if this is 3 and 6, that forces this to be 2. This can't be 4 anymore. This is 2. This has to be 4, and this is 1. So this becomes a 4, 7 pair here. This has to be 3 and 6 here, so this can't be 3. This can't be 2. This is a 3, so this can't be 3. We have 1 and 2, 1 and 2 here. 2 and 4. This has to be 1 or 2 with 8 or 9. So yellow is here, and is 4. So this, one of these is yellow. We're not sure which. Dark either has to be, so this is, it could be high, or it could be low. So this could be 1, 2, or 7, 8, and 9 here. We don't know which. This could be 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities, unfortunately. So this is 1, 2, 3. This is 1 or 2, 7, 8, or 9. This is 1 or 2, 7, 8, or 9. So if this was, say, 2 and 4, the yellows would both be high. Therefore, oh. Okay, whatever this is, it's not hot. It's not a yellow, right? So where is the, well, I guess the yellow could be here, this one. Hmm. So if it's high, this would have to be high, which would mean this would be 7 or 9. If this is 3, 6, that means the pinks are essentially lows, and the grays are orange. The orange would be highs. So then this could not be, the pinks would be lows. You'd have one low here, but the oranges all would be high and would not um, you would have 3 of them in row 6. So this would have to be a low. So it would have to be 1 or okay, so then in that scenario, if this is 3, 6, that makes this a 2. But there's no other lows here because the pinks are the lows. And light gray is orange. So this would have to be a pink. So then these would be 7, 8, or 9 if that's the case. And we don't know which ones would be which. Actually, we might. Okay, so let's go through the 3, 6 scenario then. If this is 3 and 6, this has to be 4 and 7, right? This would be 2. This would then be 2 also. This would be 1 to be a 1 to 2 ratio. So this would be 4. The pinks would be low, but none of these are pink. So this would have to be a low, which would force this to be 1. Therefore, this would have to be high. So we'd have 2 highs here, 1 high is here. This could not be high. So either way, this has to be 4 or 5. Right? Because both of these have to be high because it cannot, we already have 2 lows in the same box. This is not very easy. I don't know why they rated this very easy. Maybe they made assumptions which were not valid. I don't know. Or maybe they just, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, if this, so that would be the case there if this is 3, 6. So then this could not be low. It would have to be high because one of these is medium, right? So the mediums could not be here. The lows could not be here. This would have to specifically be high. But one of these is lows, so it has to be in an X pair with a high. Therefore, you could not have a high, and this would have to be 4. And this is 4, this would be 3. Okay. So the possible combinations then are this is 2, this is 2, this is 4, this is 1, and this is 7, or not 7, this is 5. So this is mid no matter what. Or this could be 4 and 3. This would be 4 and 3. This would be 7 and 3. And this would have to be 6. So this would be 7, 8, or 9 here. Or this could be 2 and 1 here. We're not sure. They all kind of work. Um, Either way, this cannot be yellow here. We know that for certain. So this is blue or medium. Um, there's a lot of possibilities here. Anyways, this has to be 4, one of these. This has to be 4. Okay, that's very interesting, which means the rest of the digits here cannot be 4. We know this is medium. This is low or high. This is a low-high pair. This is low or medium. Oh, that's interesting. Even if this is 6 and this is 3, this has to be a 2 in that scenario. Because we can't have 2 of them in this 5 cell entropic line, right? So it has to be 1. So that has to be 2. Either way, there would be 3 blues already in column 1, right? One of these two is, this is, and this would be. So the rest of the column could not be low, which means the medium gray is, well, okay, we already knew the medium gray is not low. Okay, never mind. That doesn't give us any information. We know this can't be low. We know this can't be low. That's interesting. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Hmm. Which means this is a medium also. But that doesn't really tell us much either. That's a sad thing. It's just like, okay, yeah, that doesn't still tell us very much. What am I missing here? Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what I'm missing. I'm obviously missing something, but what, I'm not sure. Um, hmm. Hmm. Um, well, these have to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But that doesn't really tell us much. Hmm. Oh, this would... Okay, so, again, if this is 1 and 2, this has to be 3. If this is 3, this would be 2. This would have to be 1. So this is 1 or 3 there. If this is 3, this is 2, this would be 1. So again, this is 2, this is 4. This is 6, this would be 4, this would be 8, this would be 3, 1, this would be 2. So this would be 1, this would be 3. And this would be 1 and 3 there. Which seems to work fine. Um... If this is 6, 7, 3, this is 2, this is 3, this has to be 1 because this is 2. Therefore, this is 2, this is 1. So 3, 7, 4 with 1 or 2 here. This is 2. This would be 7, 8, 9. This would be 3, 7, 4, 2, 1, 2. This would be 3. This would be 1 and 3, so this would be 2. Therefore, this would be 1, if that's the case. Hmm. We know we have 3 each of one of these cells of pink, yellow, and orange. Ah, I see it. Wait, no, I don't. Never mind. No, that's fine. Because the only scenario where this is low is when pink is not equal to a low. So therefore, blue is the same as orange. So we have one from pink, yellow, and orange here, which is the same as blue. So pink, yellow, and blue, pink, yellow, and blue. This has to be pink, yellow, and blue, which does work. Hmm. uh, wow, this is much harder than a very easy puzzle that I would assume. Because I've gone down both of these areas ways, and it seems to be fine either way. Hmm. Well, Oh, one thing I do see. Okay, I see something. Is yellow cannot be in column 5 anymore. And we know blue and light, or blue and medium, and pink and orange cannot be yellow. Where can the yellow be in this box? Can't be here, can't be here. It has to be these two. Therefore, since we know we know that this has to be one each of pink and orange, right? Because we only have, so blue and medium can both be, can either be pink or orange. So we have two each of each, so this must be one of each, which means these remaining digits must be orange. Okay. What does that tell us? I'm not sure. Well, okay. Here we have yellow and medium gray have two cells in column 4, which means this cell fulfills that the last digit in those columns. So this must be a high digit, right? Because otherwise it doesn't fit. Because then these are essentially the same set. The medium grays are the same set, and the yellows are the same set. And we know this has to be a medium, so therefore this must be high. Um, okay. We know we need one extra yellow here, and then we need a pink. Well, it's not necessarily pink. It could, okay. Yeah, it does have to be pink. Okay. We don't know if the medium, oh, the medium cannot be yellow. Oh, well, okay, maybe that was the solving case. The pink, okay, yeah, that was probably the solving case. We have 3 oranges here. Yeah, we have 3 oranges, so the medium cannot be orange. Ah, okay, that was the key part that I was missing then. We had 3 oranges in column 6, which meant that this medium gray cannot be orange. That means the medium gray has to be pink. So therefore, these are all pink. And the pinks, the oranges, then, are all blue. So the pinks are now, we know, the middle, so they have to be green. The yellows have to be high, so they're all red. Okay, and therefore that solves it pretty easily. So this is high, therefore this is middle, this is 4, this has to be 6, which makes this 2, 4, 5. This is not low, this is middle. This is not middle, this is low. 2 can only be next to 1 or 3. 4 can be next to 3 to make sure that it's one in a 1 to 2 ratio with 6. This is 8. This can't be 3. So this can't be 3. This 2 is only consecutive with 1 and 3. So this is 1, and it's a low. This has to be a low then also. And this has to be high, which makes this 7 or 8, which makes this 2 or 3 to add up to 10. This has to be a high, adding up to 9. This is a low, which is 2 and 3. This is 2. This can't be 1, so this has to be 3. This can't be 2 or 1, so this is... Sorry, it can't be 2 or 3, so this is 1, which makes that a 3. These two are the same set, and it cannot be high, and it cannot be medium. It has to be low. So these are both low, which makes this 1 and 3 here. So this can't be 2. This can't be 1. This has to be a 5 and is a middle digit. We have 3 lows already in row 6, so this must be a high digit. This can't be low because we need another medium, and this is 6 then. This is a medium. This has to be 2 because a 3 eliminates all possibilities for this cell being the 3, so this is 8. This has to be a 3. This is a low and is therefore a 1. This must be a low and is 3. This can't be 2 or 3 here, so this is 1, which makes that a 2, which makes that 1. Therefore, this is 3. This has to be a 3. One of these is low. We're not sure which. This cannot be 4. This cannot be 4. This is 7 or 9. This is 7 or 9. This has to be a 6. Because that's the only possibility for that. So this can't be 5 or 6. This has to be a 4, which makes that a 6. This can't be 4 or 6 because of those 4 and 6, so this must be 5. This cannot be a medium. This has to be a high. This has to be medium and low, but we're not sure which one's which. Okay, this can't be 4. This can't be 4. This cannot be 9. This can't be 5, interestingly enough. These both have to be high, and it's 7 and 9. This is 4 and 5. This is 4 or 5. This can't be 6, so this is 4 or 5, which makes this a 6. One of these has to be a 4, so this can't be 4, which makes that a 6, which makes that 4. So 6 cannot be here. This is 7 or 9 here. We have 7 or 9. This is high, because that's the only digit remaining. So this has to be a 7. So this is 7, which makes this 9, which makes that 7. This 7 also makes that a 9. Wait, why can't that be 8? I don't know. This could be 8. 7. This is 8 or 9. This is 8 or 9. This can't be 8 or 9. So this must be a 7. Which makes this 8 or 9, this 8 or 9, 8 or 9, 8 or 9. This can't be 8 or 9, so this must be a 7. This cannot be 8 or 9, so this can't be high, which leaves that as a medium. Therefore, this is a high, and this 8 or 9. This has to be 5. 5 and 6 both cannot be here, so this cannot be the medium. It has to be low, which means this can't be low. This is medium, which makes this a 6. This has to be 2, because it's the only low left. The remaining digits are 1 and 4, but this can't be 4, so this is 1, which makes that 4. So this is a low, this is medium, and this is medium, and this has to be 6. So 6 cannot be here or here. Where's the 6 in this box? It has to be here. So this is 6, which means these light cells are both medium. which means this is a 5 because it cannot be 4. This can't be 5, so this is 4, which makes that 5, which makes that 4. The remaining cells here in this box are both high. This is high, this is high. But this can't be 7 or 9, so this must be 8, which makes that a 7. This 8 makes that not an 8, so that's a 9, which makes that 8, which makes that a 9, which makes that 8, which makes that 9, which makes that 8, which makes that an 8 because of that 9. This can't be 7 because of this 7, so this must be a 9. This has to be an 8, therefore it's an high. The remaining digits here have to be 1 and 2, and they're both low. So this is low, this is low. This is 1 or 2. The remaining digits here are 2 and 5. This has to be 7 or 9, but it can't be 9, so this must be 7, which makes this 9, which makes that 7. This has to be a low, and therefore is a 2. Therefore, this cannot be low, because the only low possible in this box would be a 2, but we already have a 2 in the column. So this can't be low, this has to be high, which means this can't be high, this has to be low. We have 3 lows now in row 3, which eliminates all the lows in the rest of the row. That means this is a medium, which means this has to be a low. So this is 5, which makes that 2, which makes that 1, which makes that 2. This has to be a 1. This can't be 2 anymore, so this must be a 2 and is a low. The last digit is a medium then. So this is 7 and this is 4. We also have 8 and 9. They're both highs, but this can't be 9, so this must be 8 and this must be 9. The last digits in row 1 are 4, 5, and 3. 3 can't be here or here. This must be 3 and a low. This has to be a medium, and this is a medium. But this can't be 4 or 6 because of the 4, 6 there, so this must be 5, which makes this 4. The last digit here is a high. The last digit here is a high. And the last digit here is a medium. So that makes this 5, this 9, and this 7. Jeez. That was not very easy. I don't understand why these people rated it as very easy. Yeah, I did miss this orange, so this was my bad here. But even then, this was non-trivial. I guess you could rate it easy, but this was definitely not a very easy puzzle, in my opinion. Anyways, yeah, so that shows sort of where you can sort of run awry, I guess, because this was basically problematic here. If I didn't spot that, it can turn from a very easy puzzle to, or a very easy puzzle. I wouldn't consider it very easy. You could change it from an easy puzzle to a much more difficult puzzle. So be careful about when you're coloring these things. Like I don't think, maybe changing the colors was not a good idea here. I'm not sure. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, where you see sometimes, even experienced solvers can run into issues. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.